Imagine this. You're standing in the middle of a busy street. Horns honking, people shouting, phones buzzing. The world is loud, really loud. Now picture this. You step off that street and into a quiet room. No noise, no pressure, just you. You breathe in slow. You feel safe, calm, still. That is what we're doing today. We're stepping out of chaos and into the peace that lives inside you. And how are we doing that? By learning the lost art of ignoring, but not ignoring to be rude, not ignoring to run away. We ignore to get our power back. We ignore to focus on what really matters. So let's begin this powerful journey, one that could change the way you live forever. Sparkles Part 1. Why ignoring is a superpower. Have you ever tried to focus on something important, but your phone won't stop buzzing? Your mind is thinking about what someone said to you last week. You're trying to be calm, but life just keeps poking you. Yeah, we've all been there. But here's the twist most people don't see. Ignoring is not weakness. It's strength. It's saying, I hear the noise, but I choose peace. It's saying, I see the drama, but I walk away. That is power. And guess who knew this over 2,000 years ago? The Stoics. Think of Marcus Aurelius. He was the emperor of Rome, but he didn't care about gossip, insults, or distractions. He wrote in his journal, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Collision Part 2. What should we ignore? Now you might ask, what exactly should I ignore? Here's the secret. Anything that doesn't grow you, build you, or bring peace to your soul doesn't deserve your energy. Ignore the insults. Ignore the gossip. Ignore the need to be liked by everyone. Ignore the little voice that says you're not good enough. Here's a story. A boy named Jacob loved to draw. But every time he showed his art, people laughed. You draw like a baby, they said. So one day, Jacob stopped showing his drawings. But he kept drawing. He ignored the voices outside. Years later, he became a famous artist. Why? Because he learned early. Some opinions are just noise. You don't need to argue. You don't need to explain. You just need to keep going. Shield Part 3. Ignoring is not giving up. It's leveling up. Some people will say, but if I ignore things, isn't that giving up? No, it's the opposite. You're not giving up. You're growing up. Imagine a superhero. Do they stop and argue with every person who calls them a name? No, they save their strength for the real battles. That's what you're doing. You're saving your focus, your energy, your time for what matters. That's how you level up in life. Waterway Part 4. Ignore the storm. Protect your peace. Here's something powerful the Stoics believed. You can't stop the storm outside, but you can stay calm inside. Someone might yell at you. You don't yell back. You breathe. You stay quiet. That's not weakness. That's power. Imagine this. You're in a boat in the ocean. Waves are crashing. Wind is howling. But you hold the wheel tight. You guide your boat through. That's you. That's what the Stoics did. That's what you can do. Flex Biceps Part 5. The muscle of focus. Focus is like a muscle. The more you train it, the stronger it gets. But focus can't grow if you let distractions win. Every time you ignore something unimportant, you grow stronger. Every time you say, I won't let this steal my peace, you get more powerful. You become like a warrior, not one who fights with fists, but one who fights with stillness. Brain Part 6. Deep work equals deep life. Let's talk about what happens when you start ignoring the noise. You start finishing projects you used to quit. You start having deeper conversations. You feel less stressed. You become more creative. Why? Because your mind is finally free. Free to think. Free to dream. Free to be you. Think of Beethoven. He was almost completely deaf. He ignored the noise, literally, and yet he created music that moved the world. He proved this. Silence is where the magic is. Red Heart Part 7. Ignoring builds deeper relationships. You want deeper friendships? Stronger love? Better connections? Ignore the little things. Ignore the arguments that don't matter. Ignore the past mistakes. Focus on what's real: respect, trust, kindness. In a world full of likes and follows, choose people who show up for you, not just on your screen, but in your life. Woman in Lotus Position Part 8. How to start ignoring the right way. Let's make it practical. Here are 5 things to start ignoring today. Negative people who always bring drama. Self-doubt that tells you can't. Guilt over things you can't change. Distractions that pull you away from your dreams. The need for approval from everyone. And here are 5 things to focus on. Your peace, your growth, your goals, your loved ones, your purpose. Compass Part 9. Your twist. The choice to ignore is your greatest freedom. Here's the twist. You've had this power the whole time. The power to choose what gets your energy. The power to say, no, that doesn't get a piece of me today. You don't have to fight everything. You don't have to fix everyone. You don't have to answer every comment, every critic, every cry for your attention. You are not a prisoner to the world's noise. You are free, free to choose. And in that choice is your greatest strength. Glowing star final message. So the next time life gets loud, remember this. You have a door in your mind, and you get to decide who comes in. Close the door to stress. Close the door to fear. Close the door to people who drain you, and open the door to peace. Open the door to purpose. Open the door to the best version of yourself. The art of ignoring is the beginning of finally hearing you. Stay strong, stay focused, and keep rising. Brain call to action. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and leave a comment. Tell us what you're learning to ignore and what you're focusing on now. Your story might inspire someone else to finally find their peace.